I'd like to train.
Right. What weapon would you...
I'll
Axe.
try the axe.
Take a shield.
And I'll take a shield.
Right.
So, okay.
Huh. Had enough?
See now, what's that? How do I do that sort of stuff?
Jesus Christ!
Jesus Christ. See, when I press kick, it doesn't do anything.
Well, your end is nigh.
Well, I'm very offensive. I just get like that. I just get like comboed. Okay.
Ready? Shit!
Yeah, I couldn't even. Like, stuff like that, I don't understand like what I'm doing wrong there.
Bring it on!
Hmm. Is it that I'm not blocking in time? Do I need to block and attack at the same time?
Fucker!
So rude.
All right, enough.
So, okay. Good. That's not actually ruining my armor, which is nice. Interesting. Okay.
I need the key to Jezek's cell.
So Radzig let him have his way in the end. He should have let me beat some answers out of him.
I wouldn't presume to question the judgment of Sir Radzig.
If I were you, I wouldn't question Sir Radzig's
Reputation lost.
Just try not to mess it up.
Oops.
Where's that key?
That was a little bit cheeky there, wasn't I? Oh well. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, I think for maybe game number 2, I'm gonna have to practice that a little bit more. I'm really trying to understand the combat a bit better, so I'm much more efficient at it. I mean, one-on-one combat, I feel like I'm okay-ish. when it comes to multiple targets, I'm all over the place. It just devolves into chaos, and it's wild. But yeah. Is it not over here? Oh, it is over here, but it's like... It's actually, I think, nearer the alchemy bench. Here we go. Wait, what? Like right, he's in the ground. Okay, that's interesting. He's literally in the floor here. What the hell? Okay, so I'm totally lost. How do I get to the jail? Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, in theory, I should remember I've been there. Here it is.
Good day, Henry.
Yes.
Well, finally, I've had quite a wait.
Why do you want to talk to me, of all people?
You brought me here. You should consider it an honor.
An honor?
If hanging around in a damp dungeon with a condemned man is your idea of honor...
You're not seeing the bright side. You can be the one who uncovers a conspiracy against the king for your master. You don't get an opportunity like that every day. It did cross my mind, though, that it might be nice to get some assurances for my cooperation. After all, I'm the one the Margrave unjustly declared the scourge of the land and expelled from Moravia. They even pulled my beautiful castle down. It was the necessity of making a living that forced me to take some liberties.
Okay. You may be right, but stick to the point.
Well, I suppose there's some truth in that. I may speak with Sir Radzig and he might pardon you, but not unless you start talking.
Very well, ask me anything you want. I won't be obstructive.
What I want to know most of all is who's behind it. Who are you making those forgeries for?
Do you think I couldn't have handled it all myself?
I'm not trying to insult you. It's just not a job one man could do alone.
All right, the way it began was I was short of coin, as usual. So I let those crimps in Sasau recruit me.
Recruit you into what?
I didn't inquire too much. In this business, you don't ask too many questions. But when they found out I wasn't just anybody, they put me in charge of the counterfeiting. A foreigner by the name of Eric gave me instructions. But for sure, he isn't the chief. And there's someone highly placed at the monastery who's mixed up in it too. But I don't know who.
The monastery? How did you find out about the crimps?
How did you come to hear of all this business?
I met some old friends in Colleen a few months ago, and they said they were heading for Sasau, that armed men were being recruited, and they'll hire anyone.
Old friends?
Old friends? Who were they?
Just a couple of brigands. We used to ambush the Margrave's messengers in Moravia together.
Nice friends you keep.
I was in dispute with the Margrave. A man in my position finds himself mixed up with all sorts.
And then what?
Rapota and I had been living off stale crusts for a month, so I wasn't going to turn down the chance of work, honest or otherwise. We rode to Sasau and met with the recruiters. It didn't take long to realize I was a nobleman fallen on hard times, not some common peasant.
Can you get to the point?
Well, they introduced me to this Eric, and he told me what was needed. They set up the workshop, got the men, the supplies, everything.
Okay.
How did you come to hear
sorry.
And then...
We rode... Well,
The top one.
Crimps? You're telling me this Eric is recruiting armed men in Sasau?
well, it seems so. I was giving the recruiters some of the coins to do it. The fake ones, of course.
Where can I find the recruiting gang?
That's tricky. It was my friends who led me to them. We met with them in the woods next to Sasau. It's about who you know, as always.
You said you gave them money. Where was that?
They'd ride to the mine gallery to see me. I don't suppose you'd find them there now.
If you say so.
Eric.
This Eric? You reckon he's not the one in charge?
He puts on airs, but he's just a naive young pup. And he's always going on about his lord, though he never mentioned him by name.
Where can I find this Eric? You must have had some meeting place.
He used to come to the workshop unannounced. And after what's happened, I doubt he'll be showing his face there again.
Okay. Tell me about this dignitary from the monastery.
This highly placed person at the monastery. What can you tell me about him?
I've no idea who he is, only that he's no small fry. After all, he handles the exchange of the forgeries in Passau.
I see. Is there anything else at all you can tell me about him?
No, he was supposed to supply me with materials too, but he backed out. Eric said he probably got cold feet.
Okay, that will suffice.
That'll do me for the moment.
Will you put in a word for me with Sir Radzig? I'll swear allegiance to him if he'll have me. I'm sick of being a renegade.
I can try.
I can try, but I can't promise you anything.
I'ma just shut this though, bro. You did, just for appearances. Alrighty. So, I reckon we just go speak to Radzig. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oops. Oh dear. Okay. I was stuck then for a second. Oops, that would be a private area. I'm guessing it's up here. God, get out of my face. Is that really a toilet? It is. Why is there no door? Are you telling me that people could just be randomly walking past here and you could just be sat here having a dump? Really, I get a reading bonus while sat on the toilet. Hey, you know what? That actually tracks. that actually tracks. Okay. Why would they not put like at least a curtain in the way? At least a curtain.
What did you learn?
All sorts of things.
There's some foreigner called Eric behind the counterfeiting ring, and someone highly placed at the monastery.
The monastery? Really?
That's what Jezek claimed.
So it's worse than I thought. If this is true, we'll have to proceed with the utmost caution.
Why? Can't we just go to the monastery to investigate?
No. If the church is truly involved, I have no authority.
Okay. So what will you do?
So what will you do?
I'll have to think about it. It won't be an easy nut to crack. I'll have to consult with Hanush. And what of this Eric? Who is he?
I don't know, but he's recruiting armed men in Sasau and forming an army.
Damn. So it looks like Pribyslavitz wasn't the end of it.
It most certainly wasn't, sir. And what's more, Sir Jezek is convinced this Eric is only a go-between, and there's someone bigger behind him.
You should return to Sasau and take a closer look at those recruiters. If they're going to attack, we must find out sooner than last time.
It might not be as straightforward as that. So Jezek didn't know them and has no idea how to find them.
You'll have to manage somehow, my lad. Don't tell me there's an armed force amassing here and nobody knows anything. Go to Sasau and try to find them.
I think I know where I could ask. I helped at the infirmary in Sasau, and there was a wounded man there by the name of Thomas, a suspicious type to say the least. He might know something.
Good. I'd rather see you seeking out better company, but that can't be helped. Whatever you do, be careful, Henry. And best not mention my name. It would attract unwelcome attention. What we want is for the crimps to take you for just another village lad they can lure into their gang.
All right, sir. I'll try to blend in as best I can.
I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I know of no one else who could help as much as you can now.
I promise Jezek he could make a deal with you.
Sir, there's one more thing. Sir Jezek went with me without resistance, because I promised him he could come to an agreement with you.
My boy, my boy. You make promises in my name?
Uh-oh.
That could turn out very badly for both of us. But if it can prevent bloodshed, why the hell not? We may well come to some arrangement after all, but I can't say yet what will become of him. You'd better run along.
As you command.
Go on, sir.
Okay. Right. So one of the things is I'm still a bit confused as to whether or not using the sword as kind of a random side topic all of a sudden again. If using the sword one-handed means I do more damage. I mean, it doesn't... excuse me, it doesn't show any visible difference in the damage. So, despite being light and small, some of the shields offers quite good protection and will stand up even against a chain of several strikes. So, okay. So the defense on this sword is 100. Defense on my axe is 45. So obviously defending with the axe is kind of bad, but defending with the sword... Obviously defending with the sword is going to... Why is that torch stolen? What the hell? Defending with the sword is obviously going to reduce its durability faster than me just kind of swinging it at people, right? Sir Hans. I think that's Sir Hans's quest here. We might just go and do that now. It's been a while since I've done that. I've been putting it off for a good time. So yeah, I mean, I think that exclamation mark is the guy that wants to fight me. But I don't think I'm missing. I think I'm missing a prerequisite for that fight. I want to talk to this innkeeper. He seems to have more quests for me.
God save you.
Anyone need any help?
Anyone around here?
Aye, there could be something for you. Go see Armand, the executioner. As long as you got the stomach for dealing with a fella that's cursed. Good boy.
Is he got? Is the execution? The execution does have another quest. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Cool. Good. It does seem that when that little activity marker pops up in one of the cities, it does seem like there are genuinely quests for me to go out and do. Hans drinking by himself. A dangerous path, Hans.
Greetings. What do you need?
Talk to me like that, you know me.
How goes it, sir? You recovered?
I am, for all the good it does. The boredom here. The only thing I have to read is the Bible, and the Hanush won't let anyone near me but the priest. Have you any idea the monotonous drivel that fella comes out with? This world is but a trial, be repentant. He talks to me as if I'm about to breathe my last. Actually, he talks to me as if I were already dead. Listen, Henry, won't you come with me to the Ratte Bars? I need a change of scene before moss starts growing on me.
Why the baths?
Why to the baths?
Well, a hot bath does a man good.
It does. Which is why you can bath here anytime you like.
Have you ever seen Clara, the bathhouse wench? Henry, she's a beauty.
Uh-huh.
If I didn't know better, I'd say I was in love with her.
For how long?
How much time do you want to spend there?
I don't know yet, but at least a few days. Bathing in mud wraps during the day, and in the evening. But in the evening, fun. What'd you say? Will you join me?
What about your wounds?
But what about your wounds, sir?
Well, I won't lie to you, it hurts like the devil. But I'd rather hobble along with a cane, howling in pain, than listen to a selection of the most boring passages from the Gospel for one more minute.
We'll meet at the baths.
Why not? When do you want to go?
I shall go there right away, but wait until at least dusk to join me. I'll have company then.
All right, I'll come and join you there.
Goodbye.
You learned courtliness. Oh, I think I just ran that beggar over. I'm really sorry. really sorry. That was an accident, I promise. Alright, so I have to wait until dusk. So I got a little bit of time to kill here. Before... I think that activity giver, by the way, is the bailiff. And the last time I asked him if he needed any help, he told me to get stuffed. So I'm less inclined... I'm sorry, I keep running people over. I'm less inclined to help him now. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and hunt some deer. I don't recall. Can you cross the river here? I genuinely don't remember if you can. Oh, it doesn't matter. I can go here as a row hunting spot here. Wait, what's the blue? Oh, yeah. Meet hands. Okay, good. What? Bark, bark. Right, so there's the executioner. You know what, let's actually see what he wants to do. Let's talk to him.
Thank you, Hal. Thank you.
Think nothing of it. The main thing is everything worked out well.
It did, thank you. And I want you to have this. God almighty, I've got Olishka. After all these years, me, the executioner, has the woman he loves.
Oh, see, that's nice. I'm glad that he got that. Is everything all right?
What's going on? The folk in town are talking about you.
They shot on me. That's what.
What? Who did?
All of them.
Slowly from the beginning.
Wait. Tell me again from the start.
All right, if you want. They caught Peter of Dauba, George Weiss, and a fellow named Harold that everyone calls Frost. They're scum who've been hunted for months. Now they've finally been caught, there's a big execution being prepared. Folk will come from miles around to watch.
Well, that's a good thing for you, isn't it?
It would be, if I was fucking doing it.
Isn't it your job to carry out all the executions?
Isn't it the custom for you to do all the executions in Rattay?
It is. Not just the custom, but by bloody right. You're not being replaced, they said. This is just a loan of Gallows Hill.
They cheated you.
They really did fuck you over.
My words exactly.
So who's doing the job?
They invited Executioner Heinz all the way from Kuttenberg. They say it's going to be a big show. Have I ever fucked up an execution? I always behead them in one blow. And when his lordship wants to drag out a hanging, I leave them kicking for minutes. If he wants it quick, they're stiff as soon as I drop them. And they push me aside like that, after all these years of service.
What can we do about it?
What can we do about it?
Nothing. His lordship's decided, and that's that.
You shouldn't just accept this.
Nothing? You think they should be allowed to get away with this?
Well, no, but...
You have the right to executions in Rattay, don't you?
I most certainly do.
Then you're in the right. Don't tell me you can't think what to do about it.
The trouble is, they already paid the executioner and he's come here along with his assistants. We can't stop the executions. Unless Heinz drops dead on the spot.
There's an idea. There's an idea. I want to say there's an idea.
Maybe that could be arranged?
Hal, I'm an honorable man. What the hell are you suggesting?
Not that then.
I suppose not then.
Well, I never. The best thing would be if he fucked up the executions. The famous Kuttenberg executioner can't handle the job. The mob would laugh him out of town and beg me to take over. They'd never invite him here again.
Great, so how do we go about it?
The problem is, I don't know what the sentences will be. They'll only announce them just before the executions, and then it'll be too late to do anything.
How about getting him drunk?
Can't we just get him blind drunk?
That wouldn't work. He's no beginner. And even if we did get him drunk, they'd just postpone the executions till he's sobered up.
The bailiff ought to know.
Would the bailiff know more?
Maybe. But most likely only Heinz will know the sentence. I've got an idea, though. Will you help me?
I'll help.
Of course.
Great. Thank you, Henry.
So where should I start?
Find out from the bailiff what their crimes are, and then have a look in the Black Chronicle at the Rat House. It goes back before my time. You're bound to find records of some similar offenders in it. You need to find people who committed the same crimes, and came from the same sort of background, noble or lowborn. That way you can find out what the appropriate punishments are.
Okay.
Then come back to me, and we'll work out what to do.
I'll get moving.
And Henry?
Hmm?
They want to do the executions on my gibbet at Gallows Hill. I can hold them up for a while, but probably no more than a week.
I'll bear that in mind.
Training. Oh, Houndmaster.
Can you help me with...
Certainly.
Oh, cool.
I'd like to practice...
All right. Now.
I'll come back later for more training. That's awesome. Can actually do Houndmaster training with him. Yeah, that seems kind of sad for him, doesn't it? That they're just going to be like, oh, hey, we're going to use your gallows and pay some other executioner to come and do your job for you. I'd be like, no thanks, dude. Like, what do you mean? I was going to go hunt some deer to waste time, but I'm going to do this right now. I don't want this to... And you see that conversation, though? It's a perfect example of how, in games, you can put a time limit on something without having to obviously show it or, like, have a countdown on the screen or something like that. He was there going, oh, yeah, you know what, I could probably hold them off for a while, but maybe just a week or so. Gives you an idea of how long in-game that you're allowed to kind of wait. And so I'm guessing... I could legitimately wait an in-game week before this quest fails. And I like that. It's a nice touch because now I know that I have to get it done within a certain amount of time. Because in some games, they don't tell you that there's a time limit on something. Or they don't hint or say anything about it or mention it, nothing. And then you'll wait like a day doing something else because you're prioritizing something else, and then suddenly you fail a quest because you weren't quick enough. But little comments like what he mentioned can make all the difference. Oh yeah, you know, I can only hold them off for a week. Okay, great, I have a week. Easy. And I am going to get it done right now. Oops. My horse's butt was in the way, I couldn't get past.
God save you. What can I do for you?
I hear there's going to be an execution here.
I hear there's going to be a big execution here.
There certainly is. It'll be a glorious event for our town. They'll be talking about it for years.
Who's for the chop?
The biggest outlaws and reprobates for miles around. Peter of Dauba, George Weiss, and Frost Herald.
What did they do?
What didn't they do, more like? They caused trouble all over the country.
Peter?
Who's this Peter of Dauba?
A noble who lost his fortune. He's been holding up merchants for months.
That's all?
At first. But then his gang started getting bloodthirsty. They wiped out a whole squad that was hunting them. He won't walk away from this.
Okay, Frost.
What can you tell me about Herald?
They call him Frost because he's always cool as ice
Oh.
until he starts. I've
Okay.
seen plenty of killers and thugs in my day, but that one's got the devil in him.
Why?
They say the only thing that'll put a smile on his face is the sound of screaming and weeping. That beast kills for pleasure. When they caught him, he had a candle made from the arm of an infant.
Oh.
For luck, he said.
Christ.
Jeez. Georg.
What about Weiss?
Or Vice, yeah, sure.
No one actually knows where he came from, but they say the murdering started with him. He never leaves witnesses. He'd rather wipe out a whole village than take a chance.
That's all I need to know.
Thanks, Bailiff. That's all I need to know.
See you later.
Oh, is it underneath me? Ow.
Ah.
Get out of my way. Is it above me? Ah, there is an upper floor. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go.
I could do with a bite to eat.
Oh, treasure map, cool. That was... I'll leave that because it's not got a star next to it. Aha! Oh. So what, do I already know the answers? Yeah, tell Herman what you found out. Okay, I thought you had actually gonna have to read the whole thing, but apparently I don't. No, I was gonna go and read those books, but I'll do it when I'm on the bed because it gives me a higher bonus.
Yeah.
Hands off to the baths, I see. Good man. We'll be seeing him shortly. That was a roadblock there, but I seem to have skirted it well enough that they didn't seem to even decide to attack me, which is unusual, but I'll take it. I don't know how good they're giving them, how good their gear is going to be, but you never know. Yeah, I'm glad to see she's still here. I need your advice.
I need your advice.
Did you find out what they did? And did you read the Black Chronicle?
Yes.
So tell me what you found out, and I'll see what I can come up with.
Just bear in mind, I can help you work it out,
but you'll only find exactly what you need in the Ratai Black Chronicle. Every
Oh.
executioner has his own way of doing things, and this bastard might have different methods in mind.
Peter.
Peter of Dorba has many murders on his soul, but he's still a nobleman.
Damn it.
I'll have to go and...
Can you help me with... I'm interested...
All right. Now,
Sniffer. Dog gets about a phone much greater distances. Okay. You get a plus 10 obedience bonus immediately every time your dog runs off and returns to you. At first I didn't think that was necessary, but now I'm more and more, I'm kind of like, maybe I do need to keep this. Get this. Your dog is able to sniff out interesting places. With your best friend's help, nothing will escape you. Your dog will growl to warn you of the proximity of enemies. So the way it made it sound just now with that quest, I should have known better, shouldn't I? With the way it made it sound, it was like, oh yeah, he's just going to talk to you about the answers, but I actually have to go in and find out. So we have to actually go and read the stupid book. A little bit annoying, having to go all the way back there to do this, but... Good boy, you can see them already. Wow, I'm actually getting quite low on food. Okay, let's go read the damn book. Problem is, of course, I'm trespassing here, so it's a bit more difficult. Okay. They did rob the mill, and in the act, leave no soul behind living. Okay. Jan the Miller as a commoner is put to death by hanging. Okay. So young Pribiak, along with some other people, did commit the robbery. Okay, they take the same and steal the sword of Mazdek, the carpenter, and did take it away concealed beneath his cloak. Did steals, this guy's just stealing stuff. For abetting the thieves, he shall receive 30 strokes of the cane, so just a bit of theft. It's a bit of a whipping. Telets did confess that he did steal a woman's cloak. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. That's all stealing. Okay. This guy stole some horses. Oh, and he burned down the hay. The hay. Oh, the stableman too. So he burned somebody, unfortunately, as well. For that and for the arson, especially, shall be drowned. Okay. His son Jan, they did kill the bailiff and did long commit robberies together. Okay. Death by the sword. As a lord. So as a lord and baron, he was put to for killing somebody and robbery. So for the murders and for the robbery, he was put to death by a sword. Okay. Did rob a merchant. Okay. He killed 3 women. And did some other very nasty things to them. Taking parts from them, which is just wow. For doing this, they've earned death many times over. The their flesh will be ripped, the eyes will be burnt out, and they shall be broken on the wheel. Wow, they get. That was a okay. Okay. Burned alive, and a stake driven through her heart. So buried alive. Okay, so she conspired against her own children and her own husband. And then they sell the oxens, and they wanted to take the farm for their own use. So she was buried alive. Okay, called Limpy. This is the guy that we looked at, I think. Because by Talmberg, they did rob 5 horses from the bailiff. Of the bailiff. For the theft, Tonda is sentenced to have his ear cut off. Wow. Nah, I mean, I'm not sure that helps me much. Doesn't say anything in here, does it? Oh yeah, at least it tells me what they kind of did. So Peter is a multiple murderer. He's also a nobleman. So the last time somebody murdered somebody and robbed, he was a noble. He got death by sword. There's a beast of man who enjoys making others suffer. He might go on like the wheel thing. As a cold-blooded multiple murderer, he... not sure. I'm not sure what vice would go in. All right.
Family with fresh bread.
All right. Let's go back. Now, I think I might make a save before this. I want to make sure I get the right ones. I think the nobleman would be the sword. I think. But then the other 2 guys feel like they should be the same punishment. Pretty harsh. It's like on that wheel thing. And get, break them on the wheel. That seems like the most fitting end for those 2, but I have a feeling it's not going to be the same end for both. I have a feeling it's going to be 1 each. Ooh.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Okay, I need a schnappies. Schnappies. Perfect. Right. Where's my guy at? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh, Herman.
I need your...
Did you find out?
Yes.
So tell me what you... Just
So,
bear...
for Peter...
Peter of Dorba has many murders on his soul, but he's still a nobleman.
Yes. So he's for the chop. 30 lashes, no. Burning at the stake, no. 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 It's got to be this one. Because he's noble, so the last noble guy got chopped with the sword, right? So he's for the chop.
His neck is going on the block.
That makes sense. His crimes are great, but he's still a nobleman. So he gets an honorable death.
Okay, so for Vice...
George Weiss is a bloodthirsty bastard who left a trail of corpses behind him.
What was Frost?
Frost Herald is the worst of them all.
Worst of them all.
Satan himself. The things he's done would make a demon blanche.
Okay, so it specifically said he was the worst one. Now, the last time we had a really bad one, it was... it wasn't the burial... tortured first? I feel like it's this one. I want the wheel thing. That guy got put on that broken on the wheel thing. I want that. Is it? I think it's this.
The executioner will take his time with that one. He'll be begging to die. If I read correctly, it'll start with ripping the flesh.
Aye, could be. He deserves nothing better.
He didn't offer me any advice for that. It was... Okay.
George Weiss is a bloodthirsty bastard who left a trail of corpses behind him.
No, he won't be chopped because he's not noble. Buried alive, I don't think so. 30 lashes, it's more severe than that. He has to be quartered by horses. Hanged? There wasn't one about hanging in the book, though, was there? Or was there? No, there wasn't. There was lashes. The tortured one, I think, with the wheel. The burial alive. The drowning. It's the only other one they mentioned. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we just pick one. I don't know.
He hasn't earned an honourable death. He's for a long drop on a short rope.
A murderer deserves nothing better. That makes sense.
Okay.
So, have we got everything we need?
We've covered all the possibilities. There's nothing more we can think up.
Was that correct, or I don't know?
So, what's the plan then?
Beheading.
An executioner's greatest boast is to behead with one blow. That's why an executioner's sword needs to be a splendid piece of craftsmanship and sharp as a razor.
I follow you, but how can I get to the sword?
It won't be easy. The executioner's sword is one of his most valuable instruments.
What about switching it?
Couldn't it just be switched for a different one?
He'd notice straight away. It's different than a regular sword, heavier with a blunt point. The balance is different, too.
I could take yours and...
He'd recognize that, too. An executioner knows his sword like the back of his hand. He'd notice as soon as he picked it up.
Yeah, steal it?
So I'll have to steal it, dull the blade, and put it back before anyone notices?
Yes, that's probably the only way.
That'll be interesting.
Oof. Okay. How do I blunt his sword?
And how can I dull the sword? Should I hack at a stone wall?
I thought you were a blacksmith, son. It's enough to cock up the honing. That will make much less noise.
It's enough.
That'll do me.
Okay.
With ripping of the flesh, the bastard has to suffer, but survive as long as possible.
So, if Herald drops dead right at the start...
The executioner will look like a fool.
But how can I make sure it happens?
I don't know. It depends on the skill of the executioner. An experienced one starts in places where there's no threat of heavy bleeding, the sides, the chest.
And the Kuttenberg executioner is definitely experienced.
No doubt. They use a kind of special tongs, and in between the ripping, the convict's wounds are treated so he can take more.
Ooh, how about poison?
Maybe the tongs could be spiked with something nasty.
And you'd know what to use?
I know a little, and I might be able to get something.
That would work. Good idea, Hal.
Okay, that's
That'll
enough.
do me.
Then this is the only one I'm really unsure about.
What about the hanging?
If the rope breaks when it's done, it's an unbelievable disgrace for the executioner. Folk see it as the will of God, and sometimes he even has to let the condemned man go.
I'll shoot through the rope. I could switch it. So what about cutting it?
Supposing I just cut it?
I doubt it would work. The executioner will check it before the hanging when he's preparing the gallows. He'd probably notice.
I could shoot through the rope.
I could shoot the rope through from a distance with an arrow.
Don't be daft. No, you couldn't.
But I'm...
Where did you get such a stupid idea? From some wench? Even if you somehow hit it, that rope's much too strong.
Well...
And even if you did manage to shoot it through, do you really think nobody would notice?
Maybe it's not the best plan I've ever done.
He looks so ashamed of himself.
I hope not.
It's like it's never gonna work. But it would be such a good idea to try it. I guess we switch the rope.
What about switching it?
That could work. I've got an old rope here I don't use anymore. It looks fine, but it's run. It'll be perfect.
Great. I'll use that.
Okay.
That'll do me. Thanks.
Right. So. Right, what's this? Sabotage executions by the Kuttenberg executioner. Is that it? Just right up there? There's one objective? Okay. Cool, I have no idea. I think I'm pretty confident on execution by swords and the Wheel of Pain. I'm pretty sure about. Those two I'm pretty certain of. But yeah, I suppose murder is hanging is the crime for murder. The only reason the other guy doesn't have it is because he's a nobleman. Yeah. But here's the thing, I don't know, like, would he even tell me if I got it wrong? Like, if I picked the wrong thing, do you think he would even say something? Okay. Yeah, I don't think burial was the right one. I don't think burning at the stake was the right one, although it could be, because it's a prolonged thing. Obviously, it wasn't the lashings, because it was more severe than just a little bit of tomfoolery. Yeah, I mean, we'll go with it and see what happens. It could be completely wrong here, but it is what it is. We'll try and live with some of the decisions we make. I guess I won't find out until it actually happens, right? Hoping I can just get in here and do this. I don't have to wait until nighttime. I don't want to. I don't know if Sir Hans's quest is timed for tonight, and if I don't go tonight, I mess up, or if I could just go any night after dusk. I don't know. Okay, so it doesn't like me being here. No, it does not like me being here at all. Okay. Okay. Time for a snappies.
Hey, who's there?
Uh-oh. I think I'm gonna have to wait for him to go to sleep.
Who's there?
Shh. Damn. I feel like I'm gonna have to wait for him to go to sleep. I've just saved it, so we're just gonna zoom ahead. Hopefully I don't fail the Hans quest here and I can just do that tomorrow. Right. This one. And what makes me good at stealth? Well, there was one that increased my stealth. Maybe not. Right, Mutt, come here. Stay.
Wait here for... Stay.
Okay. Damn it. I'll have the Groshen. I don't think what I need is here, though. Let's knock him out. Okay. So that'll be it for this episode. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.